Hey Ginger, this is Mallory Hope.
Hi, how are you, Mallory?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I love the name Mallory. I had a friend named Mallory, and this is probably the second time in my life, except for maybe Family Ties, that I've ever heard it.
That's what I'm named after.
Is it really?
Yeah, my parents thought they were told I was going to be a boy, and then when I was born, I was a girl, and that was on my mom's TV in the hospital. So she was like, Mallory's a good name.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's really what it's from, but I love that TV show. So I was just thinking maybe you wouldn't get the reference. A lot of people now wouldn't.
Yes.
Well, a lot of people call me Ginger from Gilligans Island. They'll say, "Oh, Ginger like Gilligan's Island."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot there was a Ginger on there."
Yeah.
That shows that's how bad we are about TV. We have to name our kids stuff that just pop up on there because it's just easier that way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I'm excited that you're on Winter Jam. We're on the East Coast, so you just finished the West Coast. So how was it?
It was great. It's my first experience with Winter Jam, and just everybody is so amazing and makes you feel like you're a part of a big family. And being able to just go and play in arenas and get to worship every night, it's a dream. So it was so much fun.
It's very overwhelming, isn't it? Just the magnitude of the crew and how many people come every night. I mean, it's overwhelming, right?
Oh yes, for sure.
It's it's really the most successful Christian tour, obviously, that has happened, and it surpassed a lot of secular tours. And it's so great because it has such a diversity of different artists, and you can sing a cappella Amazing Grace, and the next time and next minute then you might hear Monster by Skillet, like
Yes,
I
I
mean,
know.
it's so great to have all those varieties of types of music. So you can invite anybody that you want because there's something for everybody. There's a little bit of
Definitely.
everything.
For sure, for sure. That was probably the coolest part is to be able to be on that tour. And I grew up in Georgia, and my roots are more on the country music side. And so, you got me, and I'm pretty southern and country. And then you've got Mac Powell, who tends to be a little bit more on the country side. And then all of a sudden you got Family Force 5, and they're not country at all. And they're just so fun and exciting to watch. And then, of course, Lecrae, which was Christian rap, which was really cool. So it was definitely, there's always something for everybody, and the East Coast will be so fun too because Skillet and Carrie Joe will be there, and I'm really looking forward to the East Coast.
So I'm curious. So for one thing, I actually manage a band out of Georgia, and we worked with Mac Powell. In fact, our guitar player also plays for Mac Powell. So did you?
Oh, really?
I don't know if you met Jason Horde. When
Yes, of course. Yeah,
that
they came out and watched my set almost every night. They were um, really nice guys, and we're all from Georgia, within a couple hours from each other, so we got along really really well. And every night I would go out there and watch Mike Powell's set and just cry because his voice and his songs. I grew up singing all those Third Day songs, and it just really, I could really feel the spirit when they were on stage. It was just really cool to get to see. But all of those guys were so kind.
Well, and so where are you at in the Georgia area? Our guys are from Shadydale. Do you know where that's at?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm from a town called Dalton, Georgia. It's North Georgia, and we're known for carpet, and it's about 2 hours from Atlanta and 20 minutes from Chattanooga.
Gotcha. So you're closer to Tennessee. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I went to a wedding in Chickamauga, Georgia
Oh yeah.
this spring. My friend got married there. They have a big farm there, so that's funny. I
Hmm.
probably passed through there and going
Yes, I'm
in
sure
that
you did.
because we stayed in, I think, Knoxville, or no, we stayed in Chattanooga is where we stayed.
Yeah.
So, well,
That's all my hometown people.
yeah, I mean, I knew I could detect. I'm from Texas originally, so I knew I could detect some Southern singing in your
Yep.
music. And it's kind of like, honestly, in my mind, I was like, it's kind of a country Western Carrie Job.
Oh
like,
really?
like it's got that kind of, sweet tone of of like a worship artist, but yet it's got just enough twang to make me feel at home.
That's awesome. Great.
And I love your Christmas song. Oh my gosh, Only a Baby. Like such a great song. But you have a new album. Um, and I will tell you, I love hearing the acapella songs on there.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. So I grew up singing in my hometown is called Cahutta, Georgia, and it's right outside of Dalton. And I grew up singing in my daddy's church. He had a Baptist church there in Cahutta, and that's where I started singing. And I always would get up every Sunday morning and sing Amazing Grace from the time that I could remember. And then when we moved to Nashville when I was 17 years old, my whole family moved up. I have 4 siblings, and they wanted to give me a better opportunity to do music up here. And we moved up here, and my dad has a church right outside of Nashville that he pastors, and I sing there pretty much every weekend when I'm home, and still get up there and sing Amazing Grace. And I thought when I was doing my album that it would be something cool to just throw that on there. And my mom's favorite song is It Is Well With My Soul. And so we did those a cappella just to have those for the, that's kind of how I grew up singing, was a cappella before I knew how to play the guitar. And it's different, but it just reminds me of growing up and how I started. So.
yeah, it's funny you say that about It Is Well With My Soul. My mom actually once that sang at her funeral.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I want everyone to know that's how I feel. That
Exactly.
all my life, even in times of great turmoil, that my soul was stable. And that it will be forever, and for them not to be sad for me. Uh,
Absolutely.
and I really I like all the singles. I really liked Looking Back at Me. I don't know, there's, like I said, it's kind of like, I love Carrie. I love her music. I can't really think of who else it sounds like to me, but which is great because then it means that you have your own sound. But it,
Yeah.
but the having a little country twang to it. You got to do some compilation stuff with like Crowder or Mac Powell or go for it. Need to breathe, man. Like go.
I have already been thinking about. I just recorded a song yesterday, and I was thinking I need to call Mac Powell and have him sing on it with me because I agree with you completely. And it's interesting because at first I feel like some people were kind of saying that the country thing was a negative for me, and I was actually a little disheartened a little bit because I'm like, Lord, I'm from Georgia and I grew up singing country music, and I can't get that out of my. It's you can't take it out of me.
I will
Like
tell, girl,
it's there.
don't ever apologize for being Southern. I'm so proud to be from the South. I live in Michigan now, and
Yeah,
I absolutely, I love being from the South. I
me
love
too.
the roots, and honestly, there is not enough country and Christian music. And
Yeah,
country music is huge. Country was huge when I was young. It's huge now, and we need more country sounds because people love country music, and
they do.
they can't,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just not enough of it. I can name them on one hand, maybe one and a half hands, like of all
Yeah,
the people I know that do a country type sound. And I think your music is good for people who aren't sure if they like country. It's an introduction. Like it's because it's got that soft, worship feel to it, but it's got enough twang in there to pull them to our side.
yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate that. And Looking Back at Me is one of my favorite songs that I've been a part of. And I actually wrote that with Matthew West. And I've known Matthew for about 9 years. And I made a country album in 2009. He wrote my first country single with me and 4 or 5 songs off my first country album. And we just were I was a huge fan of his. And I was in the studio at the same time as he was when we first met. And I was literally like shaking because I wanted to meet him so bad. And he had just put out that song Motion. And I was just such a fan. And I just walked over and introduced myself. And I was like, we should write sometime. And then a mutual friend set it up. And we ended up hitting it off. And we've written a lot of songs together. And I wanted to make sure that I got a song on this album with him. and I called him up, and he fit me into his busy schedule, and he asked me when we were writing, he's like, "Do you have a song on your album for your daughters?" And I was like, "No, I don't, because every time I try to write something about them, I just start crying."
I was gonna say you have beautiful your babies are so beautiful.
Thank you.
I saw them on your page, and it's like I'm my kids are adults now, so I'm back to loving. Like I wish I had babies. I'm waiting for the grandma thing. I don't have that yet, but
well, thank you. They're amazing, and every time I would try to write something about them, I would just start crying because I'm, like that new mom face, or my hormones are just crazy. And
I still do it. My son's 23, and it don't matter. My kids are all. I have 2 in college, and my son is not in college. He's 23, but they can make me cry over posts they write or whatever. Like I still. And my youngest, she's 20, and her thing is, "Don't be weird, mom," because or it's, "Can you not?" Because I still hug on them, I still kiss them on the head, and
that's awesome.
I've never lost it. People kept telling me, "Oh, wait till they're teenagers, you won't feel that way then, or wait till they're crawling or walking or in school, or wait till they're adult." I mean, there's some difficult stages, believe me. But I mean, you just never lose that, no matter what you do. I just want to love this. I just want to, as a Southerner, it's like, I just want to eat you alive,
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you won't lose it. And it's every step is a joy, I think God makes us, gives us the ability to be parents so we can see what it's like for him, and it's so much more magnified, obviously, for him. But when my kids go through things, even as adults, they have a car wreck that's just a fender bender or something, I'm like, my heart just stops, and it's I think, man, how much does and the time that I want to spend with my kids, I think, wow, God feels that way too, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. I definitely feel like becoming a mother when I was pregnant is when I really, I came to know the Lord when I was, I think, 16. I grew up in church, but I feel like I got saved when I think it was 16. And I've watched that movie Left Behind.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that movie.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah. We were having a walk-in at church, and I always kind of made the joke, like I got the Jesus scared into me, because I was like, I don't want to get left behind,
My middle child did the same thing. Not the same movie, but she she wanted the hell scared out of her. Yeah, literally.
And then I grew up, and I had all the seeds planted, the Bible stories, hearing them every Sunday from a daddy who was a preacher. But it wasn't until I was an adult that I really decided in the past 4 years, like, I want to get to know the Lord, I want to put in the effort. And when I became married, we got pregnant pretty quickly, right on basically our honeymoon. And I just had this overwhelming feeling like, wow, I'm going to bring a human into the world, and I need to be a good influence. And what's the most important thing I can do? And the most important thing is to tell them about the Lord. And so I need to really get my act together and get to know the Lord. And I was struggling in my career. I was making country music, and just really felt like every time I took a step forward in my career, I would get knocked back, 2 or 3 feet. And I'm like, Lord, why did you bring me to Nashville? I'm not having any of the success that I wanted and all the things that I dreamed of, or it's like it's right in my hand, but I can't hold it. And I couldn't understand why. And I just kind of had it, we call it in the South, coming to Jesus meeting, and prayed. And I asked the Lord, I was like, Lord, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. My whole family moved to Nashville for me, and I've got all these dreams of being the next Dolly Parton. And I thought that that's what my worth was in, and that my identity is in music. It's all I've ever done. And I had this prayer, and I just asked him, and it was a hard prayer to pray. And I just said, Lord, I need you to take the desire of music away from me, because I don't know who I am. And he really had to bring me to this place of just surrender, and allowing me to realize that none of this life is in our control.
Mhm.
And I feel like we as Christians and people that come to know the Lord, we probably all go through that phase in our lifetime where we just kind of grow up and realize that we're here for a reason that God knows, and it might be different from what we have planned. And so my song Now was all about that discovery of just realizing, like, I had these dreams of what I wanted, what I thought mattered, and I thought put my worth into these earthly desires, and the Lord had to show me, like, listen, I already paid the price for you, and I've got a plan for you. And He changed my heart to realize that I could be content with singing at my dad's church every Sunday and being okay with that, instead of
Yeah.
like needing to be something bigger. And I prayed the prayer and I asked Him to just take the love away and show me who I am. And He did. And it was this beautiful 4 months of just like not being bitter, because I think I was so afraid of just, we're humans and we want what we want, and then we don't get it. Sometimes we just get bitter about it. And I did not want to be that way. I wanted to be happy, and I just wanted the Lord
Yeah.
to show me what He had in store for me. And honestly, like, I was listening to Christian radio one summer for about 4 years ago, and I was newly pregnant, and I had 5 nieces and nephews in the car. My husband and I decided to babysit our nieces and nephews to get a practice in.
Yeah. It
And
sort of works.
I don't know why we decided to do all 5 at once, but we did. And we had them all summer. And we were listening to Christian radio. And I Can Only Imagine came on the radio. And I've heard that song my whole life. And my nieces and nephews were singing every word to every song that came on. And I started crying. And I really have never felt the Holy Spirit speak so loudly to me. And I just felt like, okay, Lord, like, that's what you want me to do. Like, it's okay to love to sing, but I was loving it for me for so long, and I felt like I needed it to make me feel better about myself. And He was able to show me, like, the most important thing that I feel like I can do is use what I love for the glory of the Lord instead of myself, and I want to stand before the Lord and have Him say, like, well done,
Good and
because
faithful
you were
servant.
faithful
Yeah.
and what I plan. You weren't sure about the path that I set before you, but you trusted me and you went through this path. And because you did, you were able to help at least one person come to know me. And that was like my aha moment. And I was like, oh, that's why I'm here. It's not about me.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up with Bart Miller, like from probably 7 or 8 years old. We grew up in church together, and my mom and his dad they were both single parents, so they were good friends in church. And what's funny is when I Can Only Imagine came out, these people would come up to them and say, I lost my job, and then I heard I Can Only Imagine, and it just touched me so much. And I would just look like, what? Like, that has nothing to do with the job. But that song just touched people in so many different ways. That's the reason I even got into working with Christian artists, like helping Christian bands, indie bands get their albums out, help them get on radio and stuff like that. And then it turned into me getting on radio and doing both. And
Yeah.
that's why I did it, is because, I just saw this. And, Bart's a great story because he was going to play pro football. His dad was a football player, and he had a great career ahead of him in college ball at least. And he broke both his ankles, and it was over. And then joined the church choir, the school choir, to have something to do. And then, he was always singing, and once he started, singing for real, we thought, oh, well, it's just like a side thing, and then all of a sudden, I Can Only Imagine like hit, and we were like, what? So it's been a really fun roller coaster, and you just never know. He had his entire life planned out, and God literally he literally brought him to his knees by breaking his ankles. And
literally, yep.
and
So I got the chance to see that movie in October, and I literally was almost hyperventilating because I was crying so hard. And my husband, he works in country promotion, and he was like squeezing my hand, and he's like, "Are you pregnant?" Because I was crying so hard. And I'm like, "No, but this is my story." Like, this, watching the movie, I think, comes out in March, and I can only imagine. And Bart was there in the theater. Amy Grant was in the theater, and we all got invited to come watch it. And I was so moved because I felt like this movie's going to touch so many people, because I feel like we all go through that. We want what we want. The Lord says, no, I have something better for you. And so actually on Winter Jam, I close my set out every night with I Can Only Imagine. So you guys, I can't wait for y'all to come out and see it.
That's so cool.
That song has just done so much for me. And yeah, it's an amazing movie too.
Well, it's funny
because I encourage y'all to see.
I'm excited to see it. And what's funny is when we were talking about the movie one day, one of my friends posted a picture of their little boy and said, he landed a role playing young Bart Miller, and I was like, what? So one of my actor friends, he played Bart as a little boy. He looks like he's about 5. He's like the young version in the movie. His name's Brady. My friend Jeff Rose, it's his little boy. And I was like, what? Like, one of my friends is playing one of my friends when he was little. Like, like this, so I met them in totally different areas. He's an actor, and I met him through Christian Film PR. So it was like weird that, I was like, wow, that's so weird. And for me, it's going to be very hard to watch the movie because I was watching it in real life. So it's, even when he talked about it, I saw him, he was here just I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and he talked about it, and I was like, Bart, I can't even, like, I can't even, like, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna buy my ticket, my whole family will, but it's gonna be so hard because it's him. I cry every time I watch him perform because, I know his dad would be so proud, and his whole family is proud, and his wife, they were dating when in junior high, so we never knew anything but Bart and Shannon. So it was just so cute watching them grow up, and she's an adorable person and a fantastic mom. If you want to role model as a mom, Shannon is the girl. Like, I don't know, she's got 5 of them. I don't know, and they were just seemed like one after the other. It was like, what? They're pregnant again? What?
Babies out.
Yeah, it's have them while you're young. My mom used to say, have your babies while you're young and stupid, because if you wait till you find out how much trouble they are, you won't have any babies.
Exactly.
Well, I'm so excited to talk to you, and I will see you here. You guys will be here in both January and March. You'll be in Detroit and Grand Rapids both. So we will see you probably on both actual dates. So I'm excited to see you, and I'll be shouting from when you do I Can Only Imagine. When you hear that one girl shouting,
we're gonna all sing it together.
I'll be putting my phone flashlight up, trying, if no one else starts it, I will.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Ginger.
Well, it was a wonderful talking to you and meeting you, and we will see you in January.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. So should I make sure I have a coat?
Oh, yeah. You should make it a warm coat, because
a very warm coat. Okay, I'm gonna ask Santa Claus for a warm coat.
It's gonna be.
I've never been up that way in the winter, so.
Yeah, if you're lucky, it'll be in the 30s during the day. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
And it'll probably be in the 20s or the teens at night. So yeah, especially when the night's over and you walk through, it feels like it bites you.
Okay.
I mean, we're kind of used to it now, but I go home to Texas for a couple weeks and I come back and my whole system goes into shock. It's like, what? Like, yeah, it's cold.
Okay,
very cold.
Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you guys so much for all your support, and we'll see you in January.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you. Have a good day, Mallary.
Nice to meet you too. Have a great Christmas.